Hare. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to today's Bhagavatam class. Let's start with Mangalacharan. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. O my Lord, the all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udirayet. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances to the personality of Godhead, Narayan, unto Nar Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. By regular attendance in the classes on Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. I was born in the darkest of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. So today we are reading from Canto 10, Chapter 1, which is the Advent of Lord Krishna, Introduction. So we'll be reading verses from 22 up until 26, and then we'll focus on verse 25. Then, Prabhu?
Lord Brahma informed the demigods. Before we submitted our petition to the Lord, he was already aware of the distress on earth. Consequently, for as long as the Lord moves on earth to diminish its burden by his own potency in the form of time, all of you demigods should appear through planetary portions as sons and grandsons in the family of the Yatus.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, who has full potency, will personally appear as the son of Vasudeva. Therefore, all the wives of the demigods should also appear in order to satisfy him.
The foremost manifestation of Krishna is Sankarshan, who is known as Ananta. He is the origin of all the incarnation within the material world. Previous to the appearance of Lord Krishna, this original Sankarshan will appear as Baladev, just to please the Supreme Lord Krishna in his transcendental aspect.
The potency of the Lord is known as Vishnumana, who is as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, will also appear with Lord Krishna. This potency, acting in different capacities, captivates all the worlds, both
Sukadeva Goswami continued, after this advising the demigods and pacifying Mother Earth, the very powerful Lord Brahma, who is the master of all Prajapatis and is therefore known as Prajapati-pati, returned to his own abode, Brahmaloka.
Okay, so we'll focus on verse 25. Vishnurmaya Bhagavati Yaya Sammohitam Jagat Adista Prabhu Nam Shena Karyarthe Sambhavishyati. Vishnurmaya Bhagavati Yaya Sammohitam Jagat Adishta Prabhu Nam Sena Karyarthe Sambhavishyati. Vishnurmaya Bhagavati Yaya Sammohitam Jagat Adishta Prabhu Nam Shena Karyarthe Sambhavishyati. Vishnurmaya Bhagavati Yaya Sammohitam Jagat Adishta Prabhu Nam Sena Karyarthe Sambhavishyati. Vishnurmaya Bhagavati Yaya Sammohitam Jagat Adishta Prabhu Nam Sena Karyarthe Sambhavishyati. Vishnu Maya, the potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu. Bhagavati, as good as Bhagavan, and therefore known as Bhagavati. Yaya, by whom? Sammohitam, captivated. Jagat, all the worlds, both material and spiritual. Adishta, being ordered. Prabhuna, by the Master. Amshena, with her different potential factors. Karyarthe, for executing business. Sambhavishyati, would also appear. Translation: the potency of the Lord, known as Vishnu Maya, who is as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, will also appear with Lord Krishna. This potency, acting in different capacities, captivates all the worlds, both material and spiritual. At the request of her master, she will appear with her different potencies in order to execute the work of the Lord. We have a long purport, so what we'll do is we can take turns and recite one paragraphs. Who would like to go first?
Let's go in order.
Amal Harinam Prabhu.
Parasya Shakti Vidheva Vivatheva Suryate
Shruyate. Shruyate.
Vedashara Upanishad 6.8. In the Vedas, it is said that the potency of Supreme Personality of Godhead are called by different names, such as Yogamaya and Mahamaya. Ultimately, however, the Lord's potency is one, exactly as electric potency is one, although it can act both to cool and to heat. The Lord's potency acts in both the spiritual and material worlds. In the spiritual world, the Lord's potency works as Yogamaya, and in the material world, the same potency works as Mahamaya, exactly as electricity works in both heated and the cooler. In the material world, this potency working as Mahamaya acts upon the conditioned soul to deprive them more and more of devotional service. It is said, Yaya sammohito jiva atmana tri guna makam. In the material world, the conditioned soul thinks of themselves as product of three guna, the three modes of material nature. This is the bodily conception of life. Because of associating with the three gunas of material potency, everyone identifies himself with his body. Someone is thinking he's a Brahmana, someone a Kshatriya, and someone a Vaishya or Sudra. Actually, however, one is neither a Brahmana, a Kshatriya, a Vaishya, or nor a Shudra. One is a part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. Mamaya Mamsha. But because of being covered by the material energy, Mahamaya, one identifies himself in these different ways. When the conditioned soul becomes liberated, however, he thinks himself as an eternal servant of Krishna, Jivira Swarup Hoya Krishna Nityadas. When he comes to that position, the same potency acting as Yogmaya increasingly helps him become purified and devote his energy to the service of the Lord.
Okay.
In either case, whether the soul is conditioned or liberated, the Lord is supreme. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 9.10, Maya Dhekshena Prakriti Shuyate Sa Chara Charam. It is by the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead that the material energy, Mahamaya, works upon the conditioned souls. Prakriti Kriya Karma Nihgune
Mani sarvasa ahankar vimudatma karta ahamiti manyate.
The bewildered spirit soul, under the influence of the three moods of material nature, thinks himself to be the doer of activities, which are actually carried out by nature.
Yes.
Bhagavad Gita 3.27.
Yes, Prabhu.
Within conditioned life, no one has freedom, but because one is bewildered, being subject to the rule of Mahamaya, one foolishly thinks himself independent. Ahankara vimudhatma karta iti manyate. But when the conditioned soul becomes liberated by executing devotional service, he is given a greater and greater chance to relish a relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead in different transcendental statuses, such as Dasya Rasa, Sakya Rasa, Vatsalya Rasa, and Madhurya Rasa. Thus, the Lord.
Yes. Very. Oh, fresh Balak.
The Lord potency, Vishnu Maya, has two features. Avanika and Anmukha. When the Lord appeared, his potency came with him and acted in different ways. She acted as Yogamaya with Yashoda, Devaki, and other intimate relations of the Lord. And she acted in a different way with Kamsa, Salva, and other asuras. By the order of Lord Krishna, his potency, Yogamaya, came with him and exhibited different activities according to time and circumstances. Karta Kayade Sambhavishyati. Yogamaya acted differently to execute different purposes desired by the Lord, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 9.13. Mahatmanastu Mam Partha Daivim Prakritim Ashirita. The Mahatmas, who is fully surrendered to the lotus feet of the Lord, are directed by Yogamaya, whereas the Duratmas, those who are devoid of devotional service, are directed by Mahamaya.
Jai. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Yeah. So now, what we'll do is, we'll also take some teachings from the previous verses that we read. That is from 22 up until 26. So, everyone knows the context here. Who doesn't know the context, what is happening here? Everyone knows. You don't know, Prabhu? Okay. So, now Mother Earth, being distressed by the kings who are not kings, who are actually demons in the garb of kings, she goes to Lord Brahma, and Brahmaji takes her with all the demigods to Shir Sagar, milk ocean, and then they all start praying. So now Brahma has heard something from the Lord, And then he is informing the demigods that, okay, I have petitioned your request to the Lord, and actually the Lord is already aware of the distresses that you're going through. So I wanted to focus on this point, that if we see the Lord, before even them telling him, was aware of the distresses. So the Lord is always aware of the distresses of the devotees. Sometimes we may think, when we are going through something, we may think like, oh, nobody knows I'm going through this, I'm going through this alone, and nobody is there to help me. But here, if we see, the Lord is already aware of our distresses, whatever we are going through. And what is the next part? It is said that he's already aware of the distresses, and constantly, for as long as, okay, this is a different point, but it is said that he will appear. He said he will appear. The Lord will appear with his different potencies. If you see in the next verses, it is said that the Lord will appear. So not only he is aware, but he has already made a plan, or he is making a plan. So we should always be very relieved that, oh, even if I'm going through something, the Lord is already aware of it, and he's already making plans for me. So we can understand this from this part. And if the Lord is already aware, then we might have this question that, then why do we need to go and tell him? Why do we need to pray? Any answers for that? Why do we need to offer prayers, or go and kind of talk to the Lord? Yes, Prabhu.
Actually, you were the one who told me this, so it was to remind ourselves that I'm being dependent on the Lord.
Very beautiful point. Definitely, I didn't tell you this. And not yesterday, right?
Not yet.
Yes. So it was not planned. So to remind ourselves that, oh, we are dependent on the Lord. It is very important for us to remember at every moment that we are not the controllers. We are not, we are not the controllers. We are actually dependent on the mercy of the Lord. So when we offer prayers, we ourselves become aware. The Lord is already aware, but we become aware that, oh, I am dependent on the Lord. What are some other points? What do you think? Why do we offer prayers? Yes, Prabhu.
In Bhagavad Gita, I don't know the chapter number, but like Lord says, like the four types of devotees.
Yes, Prabhu. Please go ahead.
In Bhagavad Gita, 4 types of devotees who approach me, and 4 types of devotees who don't come to me.
Mm-hmm.
So like in that, like Krishna says, like I like the people who come and ask me.
Yes. So one is better than the other. He says the topmost is one who is inquisitive, who inquires about me out of curiosity, or but he wants us to go to him. He doesn't want us to go to anyone else. Any other point?
I think the Sanskrit word for that is Artha, the one who asks.
Mm-hmm.
I've thought about this question a lot of times as to why Krishna wants us to go and pray to him if he already knows everything. And every time I think that it's because he loves us, and he wants us to come to him. He wants to listen from us. He wants to know that, like if there's a father and daughter relationship, and the daughter goes and runs to him and tells him, even if the father has seen everything happening, but the father feels very happy when the daughter comes to the father to talk about her problems. It gives him joy. It gives him happiness.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much. A very beautiful example that even if a father is aware of everything, if the daughter or son comes and talks to him, he will be very happy to listen, from their mouth. Yes, Dintari Prabhu.
It's similar to develop a relationship with him.
To develop a relationship. Yes. I also had one point. So, Lord he's a jealous lover. he is a jealous lover. He doesn't want anyone else between us and him. So it's a one-on-one relationship. So if he wants us to go to him, not to other demigods or anyone else. So that's why he waits for us to make a prayer. And if we see in the pastime of Gajendra, until Gajendra took that flower and offered the prayers, the Lord didn't come. So that we can understand that he's waiting for us to reach out to him. He's already there, waiting on his Garuda, that if my devotee calls out to me, I'll go and run to him and help him. But if we don't reach out to him, he is like, okay, I think you got help, or you can manage it by yourself. Go ahead, do it. So it's very simple point that we just need to reach out to him. We just need to call out to him. And the Lord is eager to come and help. We see how eager he was. He actually took Garuda on his back and he flew. So he's very eager. Yes, Prabhu, you had a point?
So you said Krishna wants us to just come to him, no one else. What if we go to Radharani?
It's the same thing, Prabhu. Radharani will ultimately divert you to Krishna only. She wants you to serve Krishna.
So if we go to like different forms of Krishna, same thing.
Same thing, yes. Yes, we'll talk about Radharani shortly. Yes.
But I think the mood is different. The mood will be different to approach different incarnations of Krishna.
Yeah, but our point is that we should approach the Lord or the Lord's devotees when we are in distress, not, some demigods or some materialistic person, things like that. So, also in this purport of text 22, Prabhupada talks about demons. He says, and the disturbances created by them. He says, demons, they unnecessarily increase their military power and create disturbance. And right now we can see how there's a lot of disturbance because everyone they have a lot of military power and they want to capture some other nation and whatnot. And then it is said that when this disturbance becomes unbearable or becomes very prominent, Krishna appears. Now, Krishna, all these wars and everything is going on. Krishna has not appeared, right? But then Prabhupada says something very beautiful. He says, now also Krishna has appeared as his holy name. So, Krishna, and then there's a verse called, we were discussing it with Vishesh Prabhu yesterday, Nam Bhinnatva Namina. So the holy name is non-different from Krishna. So the holy name has appeared, so actually Krishna has appeared. And it is said that now that we are chanting the holy name, all the distress will be gone from the world. So this is, I found it very beautiful. And then, yes, Prabhu.
Do you know the reference of this verse, Prabhu?
It's, okay, let's look at that verse only. Padma Puran. This is the verse. Nama Chintamani Krishnas Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto Bhinna Bhinnatva Namina Nama Namino. There is no difference between the sound Hare Krishna and Krishna the person. So this is the verse, Prabhu. Now let's look at verse 23. So verse 23 talks about how Lord wants all the wives of demigods to appear in order to satisfy him. Now in this text also, in the purport, Prabhupada talks about something very interesting. He says that a devotee, after giving up the material body, the devotee returns home, back to Godhead. This means that the devotee is first transferred to a particular universe where the Lord is at that time satisfying to the inhabitants to exhibit his pastimes. So at first I was like, maybe if we become Krishna conscious in this life, we'll be transferred to Golok Vrindavan, simple. But here Prabhupada talks about something very interesting. He says that we will not be transferred to Goloka, but we will be transferred in the material world where Krishna is exhibiting his pastimes. And why will we transferred there? Because he says that to train us in devotional service, to train us properly so that we can execute our devotional duties perfectly in Golok Vrindavan. So first we'll be trained here in the material world, and then we'll be transferred to Golok Vrindavan. After Krishna ends his pastimes in that particular universe, then we'll be there in Goloka. So that is something very interesting that I also found yesterday when I was reading this purport. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, I've also heard that from my seniors,
Mhm.
that we will first go to some other planet where Krishna is there, and we will be born to a Brajvasi mother. Without being born from a Brajvasi, we cannot go directly.
Hmm.
Born from the womb.
Yes. So here also it is said that this heavenly women or wives of the demigods, they were actually devotees of the Lord. So what happens is, to give them a chance, the Lord asks them to come and take part in the pastime, in his pastimes. So at the end of this pastime, they will go back to Godhead. That is what Prabhupada says in this Surastri, when further trained to live with Krishna, would be transferred to original Golok Vrindavan. So I found it very interesting. I was like, okay, even if we become Krishna conscious, we have to take one birth and we'll be with Krishna. So it is actually, if we are with Krishna, we are not in the material world. That is the spiritual world. Vrindavan that we have is it's not part of the material world. It is the spiritual world. So we will go back to spiritual world if we see like that. Yes, Prabhu.
And there is no comeback from there because of material gunas.
There is no comeback from that because you are directly associating with Krishna. You're performing pastimes with Krishna.
But we are still in material world that is affected by three gunas.
Yes, that is true. But when you are with Krishna, you will not be affected by material. So here in the purport, Krishna, Prabhupada is talking about two energies, Yogmaya and Mahamaya. So when you are with Krishna, you are under Yogmaya. And when you are under Yogmaya, there's no chance that you will be bewildered by Mahamaya. So like that.
There's a story of this Brahmana who was traveling with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he was actually attracted to the opposite gender, and he was found in the tribal area, and Mahaprabhu actually had to drag him with his shikha bag. So I don't necessarily agree that if you're with Krishna you won't fall down, but the thing is that Mahaprabhu didn't leave him there at that time. He brought him out, and then he left him in the association of devotees who can bring him back up. So it is a possibility that we may fall down, but Krishna will not leave us. That
Yes.
is for sure.
Definitely, a very, very good example. We can fall down. It's our nature, to fall down. But Krishna will protect us. Krishna will protect us. And when you are with Krishna, there's a very less chance. We don't see in Vrindavan anyone getting bewildered by Mahamaya and doing something crazy. Right? Prabhu or Maharaj, would you like to add something to this? That
I don't know what the shloka is. Is everyone giving class?
no, actually, I had something prepared, so I was like, I'll do that. Yes, Prabhu.
It's a general comment. I always love that report of the Prabhupada. It says, it's like a finishing school. You know what a finishing school? You know these in India? I don't know. But like my first wife, she went to college, and then after she graduated, because she came from a wealthy family, her parents sent her to finishing school, which teaches you how to be a proper lady, even though you've been educated. So when we, were being trained in Prabhupada's there's more to finish, to top it off, you know. And also on the point of, like Prabhu was saying, we're still in the material world. Once in 26 Second Avenue, I agree, we used to tell the story that he was standing at the window at 26 Second Avenue, looking out in the morning and looking at all the bums, homeless people, and the garbage trucks, and the general chaos, you know, the winos that were up all night staggering around. And he was thinking, this is a real junkyard. But Prabhupada, he could read minds. So he saw how Hayagriva was thinking. So Hayagriva said, that Swamiji came up to me and put his hands on my shoulder and said, one day you will see all this is Vaikuntha. You will see all this as Vaikuntha. And of course, how else could Prabhupada have survived if he didn't see it all as Krishna's place? It just needs to be reclaimed and improved, right? So it's how you see it. And Prabhupada was in a yoga maya, so he could see it like that and convert the material energy to spiritual.
Yes, thank you so much, Prabhu. That helps. Okay, one. Yes.
Yeah, yes, that was a very nice point that you shared. That being with Krishna, being with Mahaprabhu, we can actually cancel it. I want to add to that there is a difference here in material world. If we fall down, it's our karma, it's our own foolishness. And in being with Krishna, being with Mahaprabhu, it's their mercy. That's called Leela. This is foolishness or whatever this is. This is called Leela. Mahaprabhu associate, they don't fall down. Absolutely not. This is called Leela, which, you know, and there's a difference between if he pushes me or my own karma pushes me, or if my father pushes me. You know, there's love in that. So being with Krishna, that's Leela. That's because of his mercy. He wants to show us. Prabhupada always said that if somebody there, you see, devotee fall down, he's showing us. It's impossible to fall down.
Yes. On that point, actually, this is a very important point. Thank you so much for sharing this. And I remembered Prabhupada talking about this in one of the purports when Lord Brahma is bewildered. So he talks how this is not the same as getting bewildered by Mahamaya. He was bewildered by Yogmaya. And we should not see, Brahma is, in the line of our acharyas, so we should not see Brahma as, oh, he's someone who fell down like that. He kind of was bewildered. It was because Krishna wanted him to get bewildered. That's why he was bewildered. So it was all Leela, part of the Leela. So when the Lord wants you to get bewildered, you cannot help yourself. Like Lord Shiva, when he was bewildered by Mohini Murti, right? It is, Prabhupada again talks in the purport that it was because of Yog Maya, not Mahamaya. So when you are with the Lord, you may get bewildered. Externally, it may seem like you are bewildered by Maya, you are in Maya, but that is actually Yog Maya. That is by the will of the Lord. And if you see how all the pastimes, how they ended, they ended on a good note. Brahma, he got mercy of the Lord. Lord Shiva, he got the mercy of the Lord. That Brahmana, he got mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So when you are with Krishna, you cannot fall down. Yes.
Yeah, also in Bhagavad Gita, right? In the purpose, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning that one should not think that Arjuna doesn't know all this that he's inquiring about, that he's doing so for the benefit of us
Yes.
who don't know anything.
Yes. So there was a speaker from India, Amog Leela Prabhu. He shares a very beautiful example about Arjuna and Krishna. So he said Arjuna is like a white t-shirt, and so Krishna puts some stains on him and then he shows the whole world, see Arjuna getting bewildered. And then he puts Bhagavad Gita, like we put the detergent in the water and he washes Arjuna and then shows, look at Arjuna washed clean and clear. So we can see it's by the will of the Lord that this things happens.
So Prabhu, here Prabhupada says he is transferred to the So right now, so Lord's pastimes are also going on by this movement.
Yes.
There's no difference, right?
Yes, yes.
Is there a possibility that, like, not me, but pure devotees of Lord, they will just fully focused on the movement to go back to original Golok now?
Actually, if you ask me, I'll say, does it matter? You want to serve Krishna, right? You want to be with Krishna. Either is in the material world or in the spiritual world. If you are with Krishna, does it really matter? So, yeah, I mean, I don't know the details of if they will go directly to Krishna, Golok Vrindavan, or they'll be in the material world performing pastime for one time. But it doesn't really matter. And if we see like that, we always in the morning we sing Janme Janme Prabhu Se. So, and there's also Sikshastakam also. We don't really desire to go back, we desire to serve, birth after birth. So I feel like a pure devotee, he doesn't have the desire to go back to Godhead also. I mean, everyone can have a different desire, but pure devotee, if we talk about them, they are very clear that they want to serve the Lord. Yeah.
That's how the saintly person blessed the pure devotee. Jiva Marava. Either you live or you die. It doesn't matter. You're serving Krishna here or you're serving Krishna there.
Yeah.
So you're right.
Thank you. So, any other questions? Any other?
Question. So if it doesn't matter that we have to go to Golok Vrindavan or Vaikuntha or we have to stay here and serve Lord, so why did Prabhupada told us about this in very depth, like everything, Vaikuntha, what are the planets?
Could you repeat that? What did you say?
Can you say it aloud?
Louder, slower.
He said, if it doesn't matter if we are here or in the spiritual world, the point is to serve, then why did Prabhupada give all these details about Golok and everything spiritual world? His question is that.
So we could be serving in the proper consciousness. I mean, I didn't come to the material world to serve Krishna. I came to get away from Krishna. So I got to be reformed, recovered, restored to my original consciousness. And that's the Hare Krishna movement, which Prabhupada does say in the 10th canto is an incarnation of Krishna.
Yes. Yeah. Does that answer your question, Prabhu?
Fully satisfied.
Not fully satisfied? Yeah. I have a small point. Like, if we don't know where our home is, we don't know the address, we don't know how our home looks like, then we won't have that desire to go back to home, right? If you don't know your address, how will you go back to home? If you don't know how beautiful it is, how, you have a family there, spiritual family, how Krishna performs his wonderful pastimes there, how beautiful it is to be there, then to be here. Because right now we are convinced that, this is the best place that we can be in. But for you to develop that desire to actually serve Krishna or go back to him, you need to hear that, no, this is not all in all. There's something higher than this. So if you get convinced like that, then only you'll develop the desire to go back. And Krishna cannot control you and pull you back. You don't want to come, but still come back. So it's because of us. It's for us to develop that desire to serve, to go back to Godhead. That Prabhupada described this all spiritual world very elaborately, very nicely.
Can I add one point?
Okay, I think someone else was. Yes. So you want to add a point? You had a question. You can add the point and then we can take the question.
So on this one, like Janmay Prabhu, that serving like that is not that easy to go to that level. So like so many people, some people really wants to go to that level to serve Krishna in that manner. So for others, we should have some other goals also to reach Krishna and serve him. So like, so this is for the different people. It's not only for the like person.
Okay, we can take a question. Yes.
Yes. So my question was that thank you first of all, thank you very much. You mentioned about the fact that that we don't need to pray to demigods, you know. But like for example, let's take an example of a company, and the company has a CEO who is Krishna. So the demigods are the workers there. And let's say we have a minute complaint, then we'll go to the workers rather than go to the CEO, right? So why not we pray? Why not we pray to the demigods and they'll pass on a message to Krishna? Why do we need to go and knock at the feet of the CEO?
Very nice.
And second question is why is
Okay, we'll take the first one first. First one first. Do you have an answer?
I think so.
Yes, go ahead.
But I was thinking that, but we're not the workers. We are the children of the CEO. So even if you have a minute problem, you would not go to the workers and or employers in the company. You would go to your father. So I think.
Yes, makes sense.
Well, like for example, let's say you're being babysitted, there's a nanny who's babysitting you, and let's say you have some minute problem at the moment, then you only go to the nanny rather than going to mommy, papa who are outside summer vacation.
But the reason
demigods are babysitting us. they're enjoying independently, and we're also here. You know, it's not that they're looking after us. Only Krishna is looking after us.
Maybe that is not completely right. Each and every body part of us, there is a subordinate of the demigods. For any problem, we can pray to demigod who exactly related to that particular part. But
Yes.
Krishna is ultimate.
But what we are trying to do is we are trying to follow what Krishna says, right? Ultimately, you'll follow your CEO, right? So what CEO says, you do that. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that if you are worshipping the demigods, you are worshipping me indirectly, avidhi purvakam, and that is done by less intelligent person. So that ultimately says it all, that what you should do, what Father wants or what Krishna wants. And then Prabhupada says that if you water the roots of the plants, the whole plant is satisfied. You don't need to water the leaves separately. So I think that makes it very clear that Krishna wants us to worship him directly, not the demigods.
There is a question from YouTube. Is it wrong to serve Krishna with hidden material desires?
It's not wrong. It's not wrong because you should not be hiding anything from Krishna. If you have a desire, then accept it. But ultimately, our desire, our goal is to serve the Lord, ahaituki apratihata, unmotivated, and what is the other one? Uninterrupted and unmotivated. So that is our goal. But until we reach there, even if we have desires, we should only go to Krishna. Because Krishna, Chaitanya, I think Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in Chaitanya Charitamrita that you have material desires, you are foolish, but I am not foolish, I will not fulfill those desires. So, and even if Krishna will fulfill that desire, he will do it in a way that your desire will go away. So, ultimately, you should go to Krishna, even if you have material desires. Yes, Prabhu.
Bhagavatam 2.3.10 confirms the akama sarva kama verse.
Moksha kama udarati. Yes. So we can also show this verse.
I forget, is that Shri Ganesh? Maybe it's
10.
I think it's Shri Ganesh.
The person says exciting.
Exciting. 2, 3, 10. Yeah, it says akama sarva kama va moksha kama udarati tivrena bhakti yogena yajate purusham param. A person who has broader intelligence, whether he be full of all material desires, without any material desire, or desiring liberation, must by all means worship Supreme Whole Personality of Godhead. So I think this answers the question very clearly, that even if you have all desires, even if you have no desire, you have desire for liberation, anything, just go and worship the Lord. He will fulfill everything. He will take care of everything. and in a way that purifies your desires,
Not inflames it.
not inflames it.
He knows
Yeah.
how to handle our desires.
Yes. So the Lord knows what's best for us. Okay, I think we are out of time, but we will take one last question. This is the last one. Yes, Prabhu.
My question is different to all the questions. My question is from verse number 25. In it, it is mentioned that Lord Balram will appear, but as a incarnation of Sankarshan. But and it mentioned that Sankarshan is going to expand all the avatars. So how does it work? Because what we have heard is Lord Balram is the one from whom all the incarnation comes. But here it's mentioned that Sankarshan is the one from whom everyone comes.
Where is that mentioned?
24,
Okay, 24. Foremost manifestation of Krishna is Sankarshan, who is known as Ananta, so origin of all incarnation within the material world, previous to the appearance of Lord. Okay, so if we can look up at that chart. So Krishna's immediate expansion is Baldev, and from that comes Sankarshan, and then from Sankarshan comes Pradyumna, Aniruddha, all those fours, and then from them comes Vishnu. So Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, but when he comes to the material world, he comes to the agency of Vishnu. So it could be the same for Baldev also. He is Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's direct expansion of Krishna. But when he has to come in the material world, he may come through the agency of Sankarshan. That could be one answer.
So that's why it is mentioned that this original Sankarshan will appear as Baldev.
Yeah, we can look at the purport, what Prabhupada has to say. Sri Baldev is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. He is equal in the supremacy to the Supreme Godhead. Yet whenever Krishna appears, Sri Baldev appears as his brother, sometimes elder, sometimes younger. When Krishna appears, all his plenary expansions and other incarnations appear with him. This is elaborately explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita. This time Baldev would appear before Krishna as Krishna's elder brother. Yes, so we can see that there is no contradiction. Baldev is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, direct expansion of Krishna. Okay?
Also in Bhagavatam 1.3.28, the Paribhasa Sutra of the whole Bhagavad, according to Jiva Goswami, after all the highlight incarnations are mentioned, I think Baladev and Krishna are 19 and 20. And then 1.3.28 says, Epe Cham
Kalapam Sha Krishnastu Bhagwan Swam Indriyari Vyakulam Lok Vridanti Yuge Yuge. So yes, it said that Krishna and Baldev, they are the supreme. From them all the other incarnations come.
But Krishna, Bhagavan Swayam, he's the original.
Yes, Krishna is the original. Yes. Okay, I think with that we would like to end today's session. Hare Krishna.